Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter. It is the fourth chapter. The name of the chapter is How Mage Came into This World. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn about how Mage came into this world. It is a story which is set in Uzbekistan in Central Asia. So, let's start the chapter. Once upon a time, there was a small village with no one more than 8 or 10 huts. The villagers grew turnips and cabbages in their fields. Sometimes the men went hunting and brought back meat. The women and children gathered wild berries and fruit, but the villagers never had enough to eat, for they had no grains. Many days they went to bed hungry. One autumn, now first I will explain you this chapter. Wait for a second. Now I am going to explain you from here to here. So, once upon a time, there was a small village with few population. Hardly there were 8 or 10 huts, and the people of that village eat cabbages and turnips, and sometimes women and children collect wild berries and fruit. But then also they never had sufficient food to eat. So there were no grains. Due to shortage of farming, they went to bed hungry for many days. I hope up to here it is clear. Now we will move to next para. One autumn day, a strange woman came to the village. She was old and walked with the help of a stick. Her face was wrinkled, her clothes and shoes were torn and dusty, but she had long, shining, light colored hair which fell about her shoulders and looked like silk. So, now I am going to explain you this para. One autumn day, a strange woman came to their village. She was enough old and too weak to walk on her feet. Her face was wrinkled and she was wearing old and torn clothes, but her hair was long, shining, and light colored, which looked like a silk. Now, third para. Wait for a second. The old woman stood quietly at one end of the village. Some of the people saw her. They went up to the woman and said, "Granny, you look tired. Won't you come and rest a bit?" So she stood quietly at the end of the village. The villagers saw her and asked her that she looked tired. They offered her to take rest in their village. Now we will move to next page. I hope up to here it is clear. The woman gladly sat down in front of one of the hearths. The people brought her water to wash her hands and face. When she was refreshed, they placed before her some wild fruit and a bowl of cabbage soup. "Eat your fill, Granny," they said, "and then tell us about yourself." When the old man had eaten, she began her story. "I came from the north where it snows hard in winter. I have traveled for many days and I have passed through many villages, but nobody ever had a kind word for me. Nobody offered me food or a corner of their hut to sleep in at night. Now I am too tired to go on." She sighed, and the villagers felt sorry for her. So, "Granny," they said, "we aren't rich, so we can't promise you good food, but we will gladly share with you whatever you have. Please stay as long as you like." Now I am going to explain up to here. So, when she reached the village, the villagers asked her that she looked tired, and they offered her to take rest in their village. The old woman happily sat down in front of one of the hut. and the villagers offered her water to wash her face, and they gave her some wild fruit and a bowl of cabbage soup to eat and asked about her. So, after eating, she started telling about herself. She told that she had come from the north where it snows hard in winter. She was traveling for many days and passed through many villages, but no one had treated her in a such manner. You can say in such a warm manner. So nobody had offered her food or a shelter as they have. So she further added that she was too tired and continued. The villager felt sorry after listening her story full of misery. Up to here it is clear. Now we will move to the old, and after listening her story, the villagers told the old woman that she may stay as long as she like in their village, and they are not too rich, so whatever they will have to eat they will share with her. I think this story is interesting, so let's see what happens next. Now we will move to next paragraph. The old woman was glad to hear this. The villagers took turn to offer her shelter and food. In return, she showed them how to make delicious pickle with turnips and cabbages. She taught them to pluck ripe berries in autumn and dry them to eat in winter. She sang songs that were sweet to the ears. In the evening, she gathered all the children together and told them stories, how they loved to listen to them. The villagers were very happy that they had asked the old woman to stay. Time passed, autumn gave way to winter, the days grew cold and snow fell from the sky. Then winter too was over and spring arrived. Suddenly one day the old woman was gone. Now after listening the reply of villagers, she was too glad, and one by one villagers were taking care of her. In return, she taught them how to make delicious pickle of turnips and cabbages and how to pluck ripe berries in autumn and dry them to eat in winter. She sang melodious song for villagers. In the evening, she used to tell stories to children. The villagers were very happy to be with old woman. Now, time passed on, and it was a season of winter. The days were cold and snowy. After winter, spring arrived. Suddenly, one day, the old woman vanished. Now, let's see what happens next. Nobody saw her go, but she was nowhere to be seen. Her bed was made. The clothes that the villager had given her were kept on her bed, neatly folded. She had taken only her shoes and walking stick and torn clothes that she was wearing when she first came to the village. The villagers were very sad to lose her. They hunted for her far and wide, calling as they went, "Come back, Granny, we miss you." But they never saw the old woman again. So, as I have told you, as it is written, that one day the old woman vanished. So, suddenly one day the old woman vanished, and none of the villagers saw her go. They searched everywhere, but she was gone. The house in which she lived was as it is. She had only taken her shoes and walking sticks and the torn clothes that she was wearing when she first came to the village. The villager turned unhappy to lose her now. So, meanwhile, spring was making way for summer. It was time to sow turnips and cabbages. One day, the villagers woke up very early to start work in the fields, but a surprise awaited them. When they came out of their huts, the villagers was surrounded by plants with long, fresh green leaves. It looked like a sea of green around the village. So, During the same time when summer was to come, it was time to sow turnips and cabbages. One day the villagers woke up early to start their work in their fields. They saw that the village field was surrounded by plants with long, fresh, and green leaves. It was looking like a sea of green. It was a big surprise for them. I hope up to here it is clear. Now wait for a second. So let's see what happens next. The villagers had seen never seen such plants before. Have the plants appeared by magic? They asked each other, "What if it brings us bad luck? Shall we dig up the plants?" In the end, they allowed the plants to stand and grow. So, after looking at those plants, they were confused because they had never seen such plants before, and they thought that this plant has appeared by magic, and and was thinking that was it any type of any sign of bad luck. They should dig those plants or such type of and these type of questions were running on into their minds. At last they allowed the plants to stand and grow. Now the plants grew taller and taller by and by. Each stem grew flowers in the shape of a tassel. Then come big cobs, 3 or 4 on each stem. Each cob had many seeds on them and a tuft of silken hair falling over the top. Suddenly, the tuft. Wait for a second. So suddenly, the truth struck the villagers. The cobs had hair exactly like the old woman's. The plant must be a gift from her. They were filled with happiness. The villagers decided to call the plant maize. As the maize ripened, the villagers found many ways of eating it. They roasted the cobs or boiled them in salt water. They dried the seeds and ground it into flour. They even saved some of the seed to plant them in the following season. In this manner, they grew maize year after year and were never hungry again. As long as they lived, they remembered the old woman and thanked her for her gift of maize. So, this is the story. Now, last two paragraph I am explaining. So, by the time the plants grew taller and taller, each stem grew flower in the shape of tuft, hanging threads attached. All of you have seen maize, the shape of maize. So, the shape of maize is known as tuft, hanging threads attached, and all of you have seen tuft which is hanged around the maize. It turned into cobs. Each cob had many seeds on them and a tuft of silken hair falling over the top. And all of you have seen that green maize, it has silk hair at the top of the cob. So soon they realized the truth that the silken hair falling over the top of the cob was as same as of the old woman's hair. So they thought that those plants must be gift from her. They were filled with happiness, and the villager decided to call that plant as a maize. So as the maize had ripened, the villagers started eating it. After roasting into fire, boiling them into salt water, they made flour of it and saved some of the seeds to plant them in the coming spring season. In this manner, they grew maize year after year and were never hungry again. As long as they lived, they always remembered and thanked the old woman for her gift of maize. So this is the story how the maize came into the world. So the moral of the story is, this is not a real story, this is a folk tale, and folk tales were made by the ancient people, to understand their surrounding or to describe their surrounding. for each and every incident, or for each and every thing, they have their own perception, and it has been penned down in a form of story. I hope this chapter is clear. If you have any doubt, you can comment us. I have already explained you this chapter, but we are trying our best to help you as much as possible. This is the reason we are making video of each and every chapter. Thank you and have a good day.